Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Chris Bradley, owner of the MRR agency and 10x'd. And today's video is inspired by a quote that I heard recently by Daniel Priestley. He says, "Everything in business is downstream from leads." And I know it sounds so obvious, but it was just a reminder to me that I think, even my own business as well, you get so caught up sometimes in improving the service and delivery that you actually forget just how much leads are the oxygen of your business. And oftentimes when I speak to business owners and ask them about their week and, actually check their diary, a lot of what they do is around client delivery, WhatsApp messages, replying to clients, creating resources for clients. And there's only a teeny chunk of the day that's actually generating leads. Now, a lot of businesses think just posting content is the lead getting activity of the day, and it's just not, is it? So I want to use this video inspired by that quote to try and create a little bit of a framework and reinstall the importance of your lead getting activities. By the end of this video, I want you to check everything I teach against your inputs, against your diary, and against your activities, just to really realize that are you doing enough to get leads? Because if you're not, then you can't really moan. So I want to start this off by drawing what will probably be a dodgy looking tap, like this. There we go, that has a drop down it. So that's to keep in theme with everything is downstream. So you're essentially turning a tap on, right? So let's start with leads. Now you could argue that your business, in order to get leads, you need eyeballs, which is absolutely spot on. I just think that, too many people focus on eyeballs so much that, especially in today's, dopamine driven eyeball awareness world, it's always like eyeballs, views, reach, when actually leads are way more important. And I think there's enough people out there trying to help you to get more eyeballs. I really want to fixate on leads here. But of course, what does leads lead to? Well, leads lead to sales. Now, when it comes to getting leads, like I mentioned, with Hormozy's tactics and other lead getting strategies, it's very emotional based, and there's a lot of confidence getting tested with it. Even more so when it comes to sales. You don't want to be salesy, you don't want to sell to people, you don't want to overcharge people, you don't want to do people wrong. So these two are very emotion based, and that's why a lot of people avoid them, even though they know they are the lifeblood of their business. So once we get sales, what's next? Well, next up is delivery. This is where you deliver the service. So clients, fulfillment, you start installing systems, clients use your systems. And after that is where, we're the best at in the fitness industry, which is retention and recurring revenue. And this is where your community comes into play, your referrals, your brand, your reputation. And so from the end of this comes out of this sort of like, dripping water in, and the leads are the downstream to make it all work. This is where you have growth. This is where you have your freedom that you want. And this is where you make an impact. So as you saw this here, you can start to see just how important this is. Now, when I look at small businesses and I talk to the founder of the small business, you will notice they spend a lot of their time here, right? Because it's important. You care about your clients. You should be spending a chunk of your time here. But what happens is when everything's going great, some sales are coming in, some inquiries are there, ads are running, they go down to this and they keep trying to improve this by like 5% every single month, every single, quarter, every single year. And they spend so much time here that up here just starts getting neglected. And what it looks like, right, is if I was just to draw just a generalization of delivery and retention, this is like, messages every single day, right? Which takes about, I don't know, you could speak to your clients 3 to 4 hours per day by the time you reply and do stuff like that. Then we talk about check-ins when you do your check-ins with clients. And then you have one-to-one calls with them as well. Then you maybe do Loom videos, like form feedback and everything else that you could potentially do. And you spend so much of your week in here. And then it comes to sales, and what do? Well, you make an IG post. Maybe you send one email. And then it's like, is that it? It's like, yeah, probably. One post a day. And that's your sales getting strategy. And this is the same for leads. Maybe every so often you put up an IG story where you're like, tap this sticker and get my free lead magnet kind of thing, a free thing. And then you kind of go, right, okay, that's fine. And then you have some clients who just naturally move on and leave. Then you go back to, oh no, I need to do more of this. And then you maybe go 2 IG posts and then maybe 2 stories And so what happens is you become reactionary to it. And I just want to drill home the importance here that, and this is a reminder for me as well, because we can never do enough. Never make leads and sales a reactionary activity. It has to be a non-negotiable staple activity. When you think of this, I know business owners who literally every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. they message all their clients. The check-in process is every Saturday and they reply on Saturday and give them back on a Sunday or whatever day it is. It's regimented because the client relies on it. Your business relies on this. Your business relies on leads and sales because everything's downstream from it. Cut this off and eventually clients are going to move on. You're not going to have anybody to deliver to. Okay. Can't stress enough the importance of making sure, if you want to go and talk about volume, you will listen to Hermosi. I'm not telling you to focus on all this volume. I'm just saying realize that you need to at least assign your day towards this. Hermosi talks about like 4, I think it's 444, or it might be 666. I think it's 4 actually, where it's like 4 hours go to lead gen or sales activities to generate money. 4 goes to client comms. And then I think the other 4 is towards like team strategy, bigger play stuff, bigger picture stuff. And so like that's a 12-hour day. And he does this in the morning. So like first thing, go and do 4 hours of lead gen. You wake up at 6, have your morning coffee for 4 hours, do lead generating activities. And then you do your client comms and then you do the rest of the stuff. Pretty solid strategy to me. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Hopefully it's just a reminder to you that everything in business is downstream from getting leads. You don't have that, you don't have a business. See you guys in the next video.